The story of the MacBook Air has taken many turns over the years, but the 2024 M4 version might be its biggest leap yet. After using it daily for over 6 weeks, I can say with full confidence that it's no longer just the slim, travel-friendly Mac. It's now fast enough to make many MacBook Pros feel unnecessary. At Technology Review, we've been putting the M4 MacBook Air through real-world paces, and the results? Impressive, to say the least. The journey from Pro to Air. Years ago, my Mac life started with a 13-inch MacBook Pro from 2011. It was thick, heavy, and rugged, but it was also my go-to for everything. Fast forward a decade, and I was using the 2021 14-inch MacBook Pro with the M1 Max chip, expecting desktop-like power on the go. And while it delivered plenty of performance, it also came with trade-offs. It was heavier than I liked and only gave me around 4 hours of battery life under real use. That's when I turned to the MacBook Air line. I tried the M1 and M2 Airs, both light and efficient, but frankly, they didn't hold up in performance. Every time I tried editing video or multitasking, I ended up switching back to the Pro. That all changed last year with the M3 Air, which was faster in some CPU tasks than the M1 Max. This year, I've taken the plunge with the latest M4 Air, and it's even better. Refined, balanced, modern, the new MacBook Air design. Apple transitioned to a flatter, more squared-off look with the M2 redesign, and I initially missed the wedge-shaped form that made the Air famous. But after a few years of this design, I've come to love the consistency. When it's on a table, it feels evenly thin from any angle, and the symmetrical aesthetic adds to its premium vibe. There's a new sky blue color that subtly replaces the old space gray. At first glance, it may look silver, but side by side, the blue tones become apparent. If you want something minimal yet fresh, it's a solid choice. That said, my personal favorite remains the midnight finish. It just gives the Air a sleek, stealthy edge. Ultra portability that's game-changing. Even in 2024, portability is still where the Air earns its name. Compared to any MacBook Pro, this thing is astonishingly light and thin. Carrying it around in my backpack often made me double-check that it was even in there. It's the kind of laptop you can bring on a plane or to a coffee shop without feeling like you're lugging around a powerhouse. The 13-inch size in particular is the perfect middle ground. You get a big enough screen to multitask, but it never feels cramped when using it in tight spaces like airplane tray tables or small desks. The keyboard, familiar yet refined. Apple's keyboard is one of those things that either disappears into the background or frustrates you endlessly. The one on the M4 Air falls firmly into the first category. It's tactile, responsive, and a pleasure to type on. It may not be a huge leap from the previous generation, but it feels just slightly sturdier, perhaps because it's brand new. There's a small visual change too. The mute key now features a slash speaker icon. It's a subtle touch, but it reflects Apple's attention to visual clarity, even on the smallest details. Performance, quietly powerful. Let's get to the heart of the matter, performance. The M4 chip is deceptively fast. While it doesn't carry the Pro, Max, or Ultra labels, it still outpaces the M1 Max in many day-to-day tasks. Take image upscaling with AI tools like Gigapixel. It's around 10% faster on the M4 than the M3. Civilization 6, a game known to stress CPUs and GPUs, runs around 20% better on average. And in web browsing, it's a whopping 67% faster than the M1 Max in speedometer 3.1 tests. For most users, that's the performance that matters. It feels instant. Everything loads fast, apps launch smoothly, and multitasking is effortless. And for the first time, you can spec the Air with up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, which gives it more breathing room for demanding tasks like heavy browser use, creative workflows, and working with large images or video. The only limitation? No fan. While this makes it silent and energy efficient, the lack of active cooling means the performance can throttle under prolonged loads. Play a game for more than 5 to 10 minutes, and you'll notice the frame rates drop as the system tries to keep temperatures in check. Versatility in RAM, a game changer. My previous M3 model maxed out at 24 gigabytes of RAM. This year, with the 32 gigabytes option, the difference is real. When I'm writing scripts, researching with 30 tabs open, editing high-res images, or switching between Final Cut Pro and Photoshop, everything remains responsive. Tabs stay in memory, apps reopen instantly, and system slowdowns are nearly non-existent. It's a small but meaningful upgrade, one that finally makes the Air feel like it can do everything without compromise. Dual monitor support, finally done right. If you're someone who uses an external monitor, or two, this might be one of the best upgrades. The M3 Air technically supported dual displays, but only with the lid closed, limiting productivity. The M4 fixes that. You can now use two external displays and the built-in screen all at once. This is especially huge for creators and professionals who rely on extended desktops for editing timelines, managing multiple apps, or even live streaming setups. It means the MacBook Air can finally serve as a full productivity workstation without a hitch. The hidden cost of silence, thermal limits. Let's circle back to one key limitation, the thermal ceiling. Unlike the MacBook Pro, the Air has no fan. That makes it silent and extremely efficient, but it also means that when you push it, whether in a game, a video render, or 3D modeling, the system will slow down after a few minutes to manage heat. Is that a deal breaker? Not for most people. Unless your day involves constant CPU or GPU intensive tasks, the performance dips are rare. For general use, coding, light creative work, or even some casual gaming, it's more than enough. But if you're planning on video editing daily, working with 3D software, or gaming heavily, then you might want to look at the MacBook Pro lineup. The verdict, the best MacBook for most people. So, where does the M4 MacBook Air stand after 1.5 months of use? Honestly, it might be the best all-around laptop Apple has ever made. It combines high-end performance, a sleek and lightweight body, better battery life, and a more modern feature set, including proper display support and more RAM, into one complete package. It won't replace a MacBook Pro for those who push machines to their limits every day. But for 99% of people, including students, professionals, content creators, and everyday users, it's nearly perfect. And for the first time, I find myself reaching for the MacBook Air not because it's my light option, but because it's my best one. That's a monumental shift, and one that proves Apple's silicon journey still has plenty of power left to show off. Would you choose the M4 Air over the MacBook Pro? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Technology Review for more honest, hands-on reviews of the latest tech you actually use.